Can you kill the lights?
This is the Kill the Lights podcast. I'm Karl Mesa, and with me is my co-host Joey Dizon. Today we are doing One Cut of the Dead.
Interesting title, and as I learned from Carl, it's a Japanese movie.
It's a Japanese movie that's going to be shown in this year's Egasai or Japanese Film Fest. Currently showing by the time you hear this. It's really about a horror director, a hack director in Japan, set in Tokyo, that is tasked to do a zombie movie for a new cable channel based in Tokyo again, that will only show horror movies. And the first 37 minutes or so is about their efforts to film this no cut, single shot horror movie. And then the next 40 minutes of the second and third acts are about all the things that go wrong and how they try to make it right in the production. Such an interesting movie because I thought I was just watching a normal run of the mill zombie film that was like full of indie mistakes and stuff like that. But what really made this was the second and third acts because it was about apparently not only the production, but how the director's family pitched in with the production to actually make it a success.
Okay, so the first part of the movie is basically the finished product.
The finished product.
So we
yeah.
get to watch the finished product
exactly.
in its entirety.
I was
That's
like,
pretty cool.
it was pretty cool. I was kind of scratching my head. Why are all these mistakes in the single shot?
Yeah. So there was no explanation.
There's no explanation.
So it's a little cooler. Huh? It's one of those movies you got to work for a bit.
Yeah, I love particularly how I think it's running element in Japanese films, how they breathe.
Yeah.
Even like in the animated horror movies, like, I don't know. Miyao Yamazaki's films are kind of horror movies to me.
Yeah.
Because of Totoro, the folklore there. And if you remember the big dude there, no face.
Yeah.
So here, this is a live action movie though. So it really revolves around the production and the family of the director, which is played by Takayuki Hamatsu. And he plays director Higurashi and his family. So what happens is because of screw ups in the production, he ends up playing himself when they're supposed to be actually an actor playing the director
instead of hiring. So these guys are like super horrible at what they do, but they land the job.
Land the job.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
For some reason, things go awry. The original plot of the actual horror movie, the zombie movie, their shooting is mainly how this real zombies suddenly come into the picture while they're shooting a horror movie. So it's 3 times Inception.
Okay. So, really bad directing and production team are assigned to do a movie in one take
About zombies. Real
And then
zombies
it
come into
turns
the
out
picture.
Real zombies are involved in the picture.
And then there's a third level where the whole production is kind of fucked up because it's a single shot, no cut movie. So it sounds as hard as it really does. It's inspired by a recent horror movie as well called Silent House, where the marketing ploy for that one, which is from South America, is there are no cuts in this horror movie.
Okay.
So they took it from that. And there are a lot of references just in this horror movie, the one that they're making, not the actual production,
Yeah.
where they just throw in zombie tropes like the slow moving and the fast moving zombie, about how the keys in any vehicle, if you're in a zombie movie, are actually in the zombie that you just left running away from.
Yeah. Okay.
So like that. So it's funny, but it's also very refreshing take on the tropes. There's one moment, and oh, by the way, this is such a hit in Japan. It had a budget of 3 million yen.
3 million yen. That's about $30,000.
Yeah, like, small, right? So eventually, after like a couple of weeks in Japan, it got 3.12 billion. And then after a few weeks international showing, it got 30.5 USD.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big hit.
Okay.
Currently, it's 100% on Rotten
30.5
Tomatoes.
million USD. That's how much it
Yes,
made.
and how much it made.
Jesus Christ, these Japanese, they're really good at what
They're
they do.
really good, right? And then it's like I thought I was really just in for a normal run-of-the-mill zombie movie. It turns out it's about family, and it's about coming together in times of adversity. I just love how it just breeds, and like they seem to have kind of think that there's so much space in this one, but then when you finish it, all those setups that were previously left that previously left me questioning, all of them were answered and all of them
Yeah.
are filled. Like, oh my god,
So you are rewarded at the end
you're
for
totally
sticking
rewarded.
with the movie, for not
Yeah,
walking out.
yeah.
Okay.
I almost slept before the end of the actual movie that they were shooting. It's like I don't know what's going on, man. Maybe I
Yeah.
should go get a meal or something.
The thing is, the tricky thing with movies like that is, again, there's always that possibility of a walkout, eh?
Yes.
So what kept you in
Yes.
your seat?
Mostly because the effects were so bad. I couldn't believe this was coming from a Japanese like film company,
Okay.
even if like it was a joke.
So it's that B movie charm.
Yeah.
Definitely the B movie charm.
Yeah, and because Japanese are such perfectionists in any craft that they enter.
So
I'm
there's
like,
this morbid curiosity of
yeah, why
of
the hell did
looking
they
for answers.
let
Yeah.
this thing happen?
Yeah.
Did they let this thing slip? So, for me, the hype is justified. It's an almost perfect, crappy movie that
Okay.
turns out to be just a metaphor, an illustration of how, even in production, even in just making of a movie, the Japanese period of, I guess, going through adversity, just grinding through adversity, the samurai spirit, and completing anything, your mission with honor and with humility, comes down to that.
Wow.
Yeah, at the end of the
Holy
movie,
shit, you got all that from a zombie movie.
I
huh?
know, right? I was like, this is so inspirational. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Director.
Yeah.
So I love the characters, especially the director's character. Again, he's just a failing dad, and at the end of the movie, he and his family are brought closer together because of the adversity of the production.
Okay.
There you go.
So yeah, I remember you were mentioning something about how everything went wrong, but somehow at the end they made it right.
Yeah, there's a lot of slapstick moments as well.
Okay.
So you didn't think it would come from. It's a classic, I think, twist on something that's profane that turns out to be intimate and sacred at the end of the movie.
Okay.
And from a zombie movie that's titled One Cut of the Dead.
One Cut of the Dead. Interesting title, yeah. So how would you rate it?
I'd rate it a 9 out of 10.
A 9
it's
out of
totally
10, wow.
entertaining.
Yeah.
It's a bit long, but if you stick with it, it's so satisfying. It's kind of like, oh, I'm taking appetizers right now. Maybe I'll fall asleep. It's just vegetables, stuff like that. And by the end of it, it's a full course meal.
Yeah, there's fucking bacon under all those vegetables.
Okonomiyaki.
Yeah.
Awesome. Should still be able to catch it at the 2019 Egasai.
Which is over at
Shangri-La,
the Shangri-La
or
Plaza.
At Greenbelt.
At Greenbelt. So
Watch out
One
for it.
Cut of the Dead. That is the title of the movie that Carl saw. So yeah, that's our rating, and we hope
right.
you enjoyed this episode of Kill the Lights. Again, Kill the Lights, our podcast deals with everything supernatural, dark, scary, horror, everything on the fringes. And if you got like suggestions, just hit us up on our Facebook page, Kill the Lights PH. And thank you for listening.
Thank
We'll
you so
catch
much.
you again. Bye.